Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of my May reading wrap up. I read 10 books in May. My first video I will link down below. I talked to you about the first 5 books that I read, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about the next 5 that I read. So the first of the next 5, or number 6, was The Black Cart by Jim Carruth. Now this was a collection of poetry and it tells the story through the poems of growing up in rural Scotland on a farm. Absolutely stunning. Because I'm obviously Scottish, I come from Scotland, I could picture the scenes that were discussed in the poems, and they were beautiful. Talks about growing up, having to farm the land and look after the animals, and then sadly when people pass away, having to come to terms with the fact that maybe the farm needs to be sold. This was beautiful, and I've had this for about 2 years, and I wish I'd read it sooner because it was incredible and I loved it. This probably took me about a day and a half to read, and it was a day and a half well spent because I loved it. It was great. So yeah, Black Cart by Jim Carruth. The next one I read was another sort of collection of short stories, kind of poems, and I adored this. This was incredible, absolutely beautiful. The words, the illustrations, stunning. And the book itself is physically a beautiful thing too. It's Fierce Fairytales and Other Stories to Stir Your Soul by Nikita Gill, or Jill, I think it's Gill. This retells fairy tales from a sort of feminist perspective, and it's just glorious. There's a couple that are sort of retold from a kind of male perspective as well, but it's mostly feminist, and I'm there for that. I loved this. This was beautiful. There's one that I loved. It was Little Red Riding Hood, and she's gone missing, she's never been found, and then all of a sudden her mother finds her, and she has become like a wolf queen almost, and she is protecting the wolves and the forest from the woodcutters, who were the bad ones. They were the evil ones, and that just appeals to my dark sense of humour. I absolutely loved this book, and if you haven't read this yet, it's gorgeous, not only physically but inside as well. I mean, let me get a picture that's absolutely gorgeous. Of course now I can't find one. I mean, it's just stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. And the illustrations were done by the author as well. Just glorious. My goodness me. Let me find one more. Okay, so this was a poem called The Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, and I loved that. There was quite a few mentions of Alice in Wonderland, and it was just glorious, and I loved it. If you haven't read this yet, I recommend that you do, because it's beautiful and you won't regret it. So that was Fierce Fairytales and Other Stories to Stir Your Soul by Nikita Gill. My 8th choice, I didn't enjoy this as much as I thought I was going to, and it really upsets me because I have a huge collection of these books, and I've collected these books from about the age of 10. I must say I haven't read any for a good few years, probably the better part of maybe 15, 16, possibly even 17 years I haven't read any of these books, so a long time. And I thought, I'm going to give one of these a go because I loved them when I was younger, but it's a testament to how much your reading tastes change from childhood to adulthood. I'm 34 this year, and my reading tastes have completely changed. I didn't 100% dislike this, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to, and as much as I used to enjoy these books. It's Spring Break by Barbara Steiner, and this is one of the Point Horror series books. I have lots of these, and it breaks my heart that I didn't enjoy this. This tells the story of, is it five friends who are on spring break from school, so it's set in the US. They're on spring break and they are going away for the week on holiday. They haven't booked anywhere to stay, and they're in a grocery store, and they ask if there's anywhere that they can make reservations. And apparently everywhere's booked because it's spring break. But the shopkeeper says that she knows a man who owns an old mansion, and they end up in the old mansion, and the old mansion has spooky ghosts. There's so many issues that I have with this book. There's insta love, and it made me so upset. I mean, this girl meets this guy and is instantly head over heels in love with him. Instantly. She's known him for literally a day, and she misses him when she doesn't see him. Anyway, before I go on a rant, I'm going to put this book down and go on to the next one. So that's Spring Break by Barbara Steiner. The twist in this was quite good. These are always, they're fun, but I'm disappointed in it. But yeah, I'll go on to the next book now. So, my 9th choice, I adored this. This was great. As a fan of Agatha Christie, this appealed to me. And I want to collect more of these books because they're beautiful. So this is Little People, Big Dreams, Agatha Christie. And this is written by Ma Isabel Sanchez Vergara and illustrated by Eliza Munso, or Munsu. I'm butchering those names. But this is beautiful. So this tells the story. It's a picture book. It's a children's book, but I don't care. It tells the story of Agatha Christie and her love of stories as a child, and how that led to her writing her own books. And it's just, the artwork in here also is just gorgeous. There was one that was my absolute favourite, and it was, I'll read you the little bit. Agatha wrote more than 100 books and invented enough victims to fill a cemetery. But she was always pondering her next mystery. Now, there's a picture of Agatha Christie visiting a cemetery, and all the gravestones are characters that have died in her books, and that appealed to my darkness, to my dark sense of humour. I loved that. That was so clever. And yeah, this whole little book was really clever. There was another one as well where she's on a train, and it's the Orient Express. She's got her typewriter, and there is Poirot, and obviously murder on the Orient Express. Absolutely glorious. I love this, and I'm going to collect more of these because I have to. Yeah, so Little People, Big Dreams, Agatha Christie by Isabella Sanchez Vergara and Eliza Munso. So yeah, that's that one. And the last one that I read in May was a Ladybird book. So this is a well-loved tale. It was almost the end of the day, and I wanted my round 10 books. So yeah, I read this. It's The Sly Fox and the Little Red Hen. And with all Ladybird books, the artwork in here is just beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. The story was dark, though. The story was really dark. It tells of a fox who is basically trying to eat the little red hen. Yeah, she gets the better of him in the end, and he dies. And it's really quite shocking. So he manages to get her in a bag, decides to fall asleep, and she escapes from the bag, fills it with rocks. He takes it home. His mother is boiling a pot of water, and he throws the contents of the bag that he believes is the little red hen into the pan of boiling water. And then the sly fox opened the bag over the pot of boiling water. The big stones fell into the water with a very big splash. The boiling water splashed over the sly young fox and his mother. They were both killed at once. It was just that brutal. It was just that brutal. Like, he's dead. That's it. He's dead. Because he scalded himself and his mother. Poor mother. All she wanted was a bit of chicken. He was just the cruel one that tried to murder this poor little red hen who had a lovely little house in the forest. And yeah. So anyway, that is The Sly Fox and the Little Red Hen, and this was written by Vera Southgate, and the illustrations, the beautiful illustrations, were by Brian Price Thomas. And I believe that this was published for the first time possibly in the 1950s, maybe the 60s. It doesn't actually say in the book, but these are gorgeous. They're always good for, you know, a quick little read to pass 20 minutes, half an hour. And it's great. So that is my reading wrap up for May 2020. What are you reading? What are you up to? I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're washing your hands. Yeah, I'm not going to go on that tangent again. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.